Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In the previous video, we created this design using HTML and CSS. Now in this video, we will add the functionality of this design. So this is basically an accordion. And if I click on this question, we need to display the answer over here. And if I click on the other question, we need to display the answer of that. And all the other questions should be collapsed. So in this video, I'll show you how to add the functionality of this accordion using JavaScript. So let's get started. Now this is our source code, and if we go to the HTML file, here we can see that we are adding this class called expanded, and when we have this expanded class, we are displaying the answer. So if I just remove this expanded class from here, now we can see that the answer is not being displayed. So we need to add and remove the expanded class using JavaScript. But before that, let me just go ahead and add a border at the bottom of the question. So here we can see that we have these borders separating all the questions. So let's go back to our CSS file and let's target the question container. So here we can see we have this division with the class of question container. So we need to add a border bottom for this. So let's search for question container, and I think we need to add the selector. So here I'll just type FAQ container, question container, and here I'll just type border bottom, and let's set it to 1 pixel solid and gray color. And now we can see we have this border. Now let's go ahead and start adding the functionality. Now the first thing we will do is we will add the questions over here from a JavaScript array. So if you go back to the HTML file, here we can see that we have hard-coded all these questions and answers over here. Now if you want to add some question or answers, it will be very difficult for you to do that because of all this markup over here. We have all these divisions and classes and all those things. So what we're going to do is we're going to get all this content from here, and we're going to add them to a JavaScript array, and we're going to generate this HTML from the JavaScript code. So for that, let's go to the main.js file, and we'll create an array, and I'll just call it FAQ data. And let's create an array, and in the array we will have objects for each of the content. So let's create an object, and in the object we need to have the question. So here we can see first we have this question. So here we need to type question, and here we need to add the question. So you can just copy the question from here and just paste it over here. So this is the question, and then we need to add the answers. So let's type answer, and the answer should be an array because there are multiple answers. So let's create an array for this, and in this we will add the answers. So you can just go ahead and copy this answer from here, and we'll just add double quotes and paste it over here. And we need to do the same for the other answers as well. So let's go ahead and add a comma, and let's add the other answer. So let's go back over here and let's copy this answer from here, and let's paste it over here. And then lastly we need to have one more answer, I think. So we have one more answer division. So I'll just go ahead and copy this, and I'll just paste it as the third answer. So this is basically our object, and in this way we need to create the objects for all the questions and answers. So I'll just quickly go ahead and copy and paste my data over here. Alright, so I have copied and pasted all these questions and answers over here. Now let's go ahead and generate the HTML and add it to our web page. So for that we'll create a function called display FAQ. So just type display FAQ, and let's create the function over here. So I'll just type const display FAQ, and in this function we will write the code to generate the HTML and add it to our design. Alright, now let's go to our HTML file, and I'll just delete the second question. So this is the second question. So I'll just go ahead and delete this, and we just need to have the structure of our HTML. So we'll also delete the answers. So I'll just delete 2 of the answers. We'll just keep one of them. So let's go ahead and select the second and third answers, and let's delete them. Right, so here we can see we have this question and we have the answer. So this is our HTML structure. Now let's go ahead and create the same structure, and let's add it in our JavaScript file. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy the HTML from here, which is a question container, and till the end. So right here. So let's copy all this HTML and let's add it to our JavaScript file. So let's go back over here and let's create a for each loop to loop through all these FAQ data. So I'll just type FAQ data dot for each, and for each of the data I'll just call it Q, and let's create an arrow function, and here let's create a const and let's name it HTML, and let's add backticks and let's add the HTML over here. So I'll just paste the HTML right here. Now if you take a look at this, we can see that we have an array for the answer. So what we need to do is we need to loop through the answer as well. So I'll just create the answer as a separate code. So I'll just go ahead and cut this HTML inside the answer container. So I'll just cut this from here. And let's go ahead and create another constant. So let's create a const and I'll just call it answer HTML. And here we need to loop through all the answers. So let's type Q dot answer, and we will use the map method. So I'll just type map, and for each of the answers I'll just call it A, and we'll just return a div. So I'll just add backticks, and here I'll just paste the HTML, and now we need to replace the necessary content with the variable. So if you scroll down here, we can see that we have the answer. So let's delete this answer from here, and let's type $symbol curly braces, and here we need to simply type A because we are calling it A over here. Now this will also generate some extra characters, so we need to type dot join and blank. Now this will give us the correct HTML. So what this will do is it will store the HTML of all the answers inside this answer HTML. And now we can simply add this answer HTML to this HTML right here. So here inside this answer container division, let's type $symbol curly braces and let's type answer HTML. Alright, now let's go ahead and replace the necessary data over here. So we need to replace this question. So let's cut this from here and let's type $symbol curly braces. And for each of the questions we are calling it Q, and in the object we have this question. So let's type Q dot question. Right now what we need to do is we need to add this to this FAQ container. So let's go back to our main.js file and let's reference the FAQ container. So let's type const FAQ container equals document.querySelector, and we have a division with the class of FAQ container, and in this we need to add the division with the class of question container. Now here we can see that we have already added this division in the HTML. So I'll just cut this from here and we'll create this division and we will add it to the FAQ container. So I'll just cut this line of code from here, and let's scroll down, and here we are starting with this division, and we have a span, and then the division ends right here, and then we have this division right here with the class of answer container, and it ends right here. So we need to remove this ending div from here. Right now let's go ahead and create the division with a class of question container. So let's type const question container equals document.createElement, and let's create a div, and we need to add a class of question container. So let's type question container dot classlist dot add question container, and now let's go ahead and add this HTML to the question container. So I'll just type question container dot inner HTML equals HTML. Right now we need to add this question container to the FAQ container which we are referencing right here. So let's type FAQ container dot append child, and let's type question container. And now if we go back to our design, here we can see that all the questions are displayed over here. We also have this extra question. That's because we had not removed the question from here. So let's go ahead and remove this HTML from here. And now we can see that we have all the questions displayed over here. Right now the next thing we need to do is we need to add an event listener to the question. So when we click on the question, we need to add a class called expanded to the question container. so that the answers are displayed. So let's go back and let's go to the JavaScript file. And here we need to reference the question. So for the question, we have this division with the class of question. So here let's type const question, and here we need to type question container dot query selector, and here we need to type question. Now what this will do is it will select the question from the current question container division. Now if you type document over here instead of question container, then it will just select the first question from the whole FAQ container. But right now it just selects the question from the current question container, and we need to add event listener to that. So here let's type question dot add event listener, and let's listen for the click event, and let's create an arrow function. And we need to add and remove the expanded class to the question container. So let's type question container dot class list dot toggle, and let's type expanded. So if it has the class, then it will remove it, and if it doesn't have the class, then it will just add it. Right now let's go ahead and save this, and let's go back to our design, and let's click on this question, and we have the answers displayed. And if I click on it again, the answer disappears, and it is working for all these questions. Now we also need to add smooth transition so that when we open the answer, it should smoothly animate to the expanded state. So for that, let's go back to the CSS, and here for the answer container, let's add transition, and I'll just set it to all 300 milliseconds ease. And now let's go back and let's see whether it works. So let's click on this question, and we can see that the transition is not working correctly. That's because we have this max height over here, and we have set it to fit content. Now this will not be animated from 0 to fit content. So if I just type, for example, 200 pixels, and now if you go ahead and click, now we can see that the animation is working correctly. So we need to go ahead and add the correct max height over here. So if we just change this to, let's say, 400. Now if you click on this, we can see that the animation is working in a different way, because it is calculating this height of 400 pixels. Let's just change this to 2400 for seeing it clearly. So if I now click on this question, now we can see that it is adjusting the time to go to 2400 pixels in height. So that's why we are having this weird kind of animation. So what we're going to do is we're going to add and remove the correct max height using JavaScript. So here for now, I'll just add a max height that can be the highest of the answer container heights. So for now, I'll just type 500 pixels, and I think no answer container will go more than 500 pixels. Right now, let's go to our JavaScript file and let's add the exact height. So here, let's first of all select the answer container. So I'll just type const answer container equals question container dot query selector, and here we need to type answer container. Right now let's go ahead and create a constant for the height. So I'll just type const content height equals, and here we need to type answer container, and we can get the height by typing scroll height. So this will give us the height of the element, the answer container division. Right now we need to add this height to this answer container division, but before that we need to see whether the expanded class is added. So here I'll just type const is expanded equals, and let's type question container dot class list dot contains, and we need to see whether there is the expanded class. Right now let's go ahead and type answer container, and we need to set the max height. So let's type style dot max height equals, and we need to set it to this content height. So I'll just type backticks, and let's type $symbol curly braces content height, and here we need to type pixels, and we need to add the height if we have the expanded class. So here let's add is expanded, and if it is expanded, we'll just add a question mark, and we will add this content height. And if it is not expanded, then we'll add a colon, and let's type 0. So if it is not expanded, then we will set the height back to 0. Right now let's go ahead and see whether this works. So let's click on this question, and we can see that the answer is being displayed. So everything is working alright. Let's click on this one, and it is also working alright. Now when we have two of these questions expanded, we need to have the previous one collapsed by default. So when we click on this question, and if we click on the second question, the third question should collapse. So let's see how to do that. And we also need to add the animation for this arrow right here. So let's add that first. So let's go to the style or CSS file, and let's go to the question icon. So here let's type transition, and let's set it to all 300 milliseconds is. And now the transition is working alright for the icon. Right, now let's add the code to hide all the other questions when one of the questions is displayed. So let's go back and let's go to the JavaScript file, and here let's add an if condition, and let's type if, and here let's type question container dot class list dot contains, and let's see whether we have the expanded class, and we need to see whether the class is not there. So let's add an exclamation over here. And if you don't have this expanded class to this question container, then we'll just go ahead and remove all the expanded classes. So I'll just create a function for that, and I'll just call it remove all expanded. And let's create the function over here at the top. So here let's go ahead and type const remove all expanded. And here first we need to select all the question container classes. So I'll just type const, and I'll just name it question containers equals document.querySelector all, and here let's type FAQ container question container. Right, now let's go ahead and loop through all these question containers. So I'll just type question containers dot for each, and for each of the questions I'll just call it q, and here let's type q.classList.remove, and let's type expanded. And we also need to set the height of the answer container to 0. So let's select that. I'll just type const answer container equals q dot query selector, because we are calling it q over here. And let's type dot answer container, and here let's type answer container dot style dot max height equals, and let's type 0. Now this will go ahead and remove the expanded class from all the other question containers. So let's go back and let's test and see whether it works. So let's click on this first question, and we have the answer displayed over here. Let's click on the second question, and now we can see that the first question is not expanded anymore. So everything is working alright. So that's basically how you can create this FAQ accordion using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Alright, so that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below, and if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.